If you research this topic, you may get the sense that if you were to drink lemon water, that magical wizards would fly into your face and fix everything that's been going wrong in your body for the last 40 years. But there are no magical wizards, and why would they even want to fly into your face? So it's true that there seems to be a lot of health benefits that can come from drinking lemon water on a daily basis. But if you really want to get the benefits from this lemon water, you really need to understand what it's doing. And do you really want to do that to your body? Because here's the realization. Anytime any type of food or supplement or beverage or anything has the ability to improve health issues, what's going on is it's changing either a malfunction or an imbalance or the way that the body is operating. For example, if a person had an imbalance over here, let's say, and there were symptoms that commonly showed up when there was an imbalance over here in this direction, and then magical lemon water had the ability to move the body chemistry over here, well, that would improve those symptoms for that person. They would feel a lot better, and magical lemon water would be the greatest thing in the land. But the reality is that an imbalance cannot exist unless it has the ability to exist in the other direction. Otherwise, there would be no balance. So the imbalance couldn't be possible. So if something can happen over here in the body, and drinking lemon water can push that person over to this direction and correct that problem, then what happens if another person is already over here? They're already imbalanced in the opposite direction. Now they're going to drink this magical wizardry lemon water, and it's going to push them even further into that imbalance and correct even greater problems. So if you really want to know if you should be drinking lemon water, you need to understand the effect that lemon water is having, and you need to understand where your body chemistry is. You don't want to miss this.
TC Hale is not a doctor and does not claim to be a doctor or licensed in any type of medical field. Don't be an idiot and use anything heard on the show as medical advice. This information should be used for educational purposes only, and you should contact your doctor for any medical advice. Now get off me.
So the first thing that you may notice when you join the lemon water cult is that a lot of these lemon water freaks are saying that, oh, lemon is this acidic fruit that is very alkalizing. It will alkalize. You need to alkalize by Thursday or you will die. I don't know why I do that with my face when I talk about alkalizing, but it can be problematic because if you don't understand the truth about this whole alkalizing thing, we'll put a link in the description below for our video on why the pH gurus are wrong. But the reality is that this acidic fruit does have the ability to push the bloodstream a little bit further on the alkaline side. And the pH of the blood is a very narrow range that it's going to stay between, but when it goes a little bit off in either direction, it can create some health symptoms. And if someone's blood is leaning a little bit on the acidic side, then taking steps to balance that out can improve some issues for some folks. But it's not this thing where you want to alkalize your whole body. Different sections of the body should have different pHs. We're not just this tube of toothpaste that should all be the same thing inside. Things vary from your stomach to your blood to all kinds of stuff. So don't view this like you need to alkalize your body. The problem is some people's blood is already leaning a little bit too on this alkaline side. And when that's the case, what's called the Bohr effect kicks in. And we all learned about this in the 8th grade, but then we just kind of never talked about it again. But the Bohr effect helps us understand that when the blood is leaning too far alkaline, then oxygen can't leave the blood and go down to the tissues where it needs to be. That oxygen gets trapped in the bloodstream. So now we create these oxygen utilization issues. So if a person's bloodstream is already leaning too far on this alkaline side and they're going to drink all this lemon water and magnify that problem, they can create significant oxygen utilization issues. So you can figure this out just by looking at your breath rate. Just set a kitchen timer for like a minute and then just relax and breathe normal and count only your inhales. If you just count the inhales and you have less than 12 inhales per minute, then that's a sign that your blood may be leaning a little bit too far on that alkaline side, and you might want to correct that problem before you go chugging a bunch of lemon water and magnifying that imbalance. And the next thing you'll hear is that lemon water can turn on the parasympathetic side of your autonomic nervous system, and it can create heart health benefits and even lower blood pressure. And the reality is that the parasympathetic side of our nervous system is our rest and digest side. And the sympathetic side is our fight and flight side. So if someone is really stuck in this sympathetic fight or flight state most of the time, which is really common today in our stressed out world, or living in a body that is dealing with a lot of stress and pushing it into this sympathetic state, then that can constrict the vascular system, which raises our blood pressure. So when you can take steps that can push a person a little bit more on the parasympathetic side, if they're stuck in this sympathetic side, then that really can create some benefits. Now lemon water really is a hero. But what about the person who's stuck in this parasympathetic state all the time, and they're dealing with issues like allergies or even asthma? These are very common symptoms that are seen when a person is leaning too far on this parasympathetic side. So now they're going to drink lemon water and they're going to sneeze until they don't make tissue anymore. They're going to magnify that problem to where their life is going to be in extreme misery. I don't want to dig into that too much here, but if you think you might be dealing with a sympathetic imbalance, we'll put a link in the description below this video for understanding a sympathetic imbalance, and you can look at things with your physiology to see if that might be a problem for you. But lemon water can almost be viewed as like a delivery system for potassium citrate. It has a lot of potassium citrate in there, and how that is processed in the body can end up leaning that bloodstream a little bit more on the alkaline side. And that helps us understand one of the even bigger factors that we need to look at when we're looking at drinking lemon water. It was Dr. Emmanuel Rivisi who helped us understand that the body has a natural circadian rhythm at the cellular level. So during the day, the body should be in what's called a catabolic state, where it's very good at creating energy and breaking down tissues so that can be rebuilt and kind of keeping us going during the day. And at night, the body should move into an anabolic state where the body is very good at sleeping and resting and rebuilding and repairing. So both of these states are appropriate. We really want both happening. The problem is some people can get stuck too far into one of these states too often, and that can create a wide variety of health issues. So an interesting thing here is that there's a study, and I'll link it below, that showed that drinking lemon water can actually help bring down insulin and help you process carbohydrates better. Well, what we understand from Dr. Rivisi is that pushing further into this anabolic state has the ability to help insulin function a little bit better, help insulin process glucose without needing such a large amount of insulin. So that could be a big benefit for someone who's leaning on that insulin resistant side, which is a large percentage of the population and probably why so many people benefit from drinking lemon water. But what if somebody is on that hypoglycemic side? Maybe their insulin is operating a little too effectively, and they start drinking lemon water and magnify those hypoglycemic sugar crash issues that can really magnify a lot of very significant health symptoms. We also hear about lemon water helping with a lot of kidney issues because it can increase urine production. And what Dr. Rivisi helped us understand is that when the body is overly in this catabolic state, then the body tends to send more of the water to the bowels and less to the kidneys. And in an overly anabolic state, the body will now send more of the water through the kidneys and less through the bowels. So if a person's dealing with some type of kidney issue, maybe they're having kidney stones because they're really not pushing enough water through those kidneys. So when you start drinking lemon water that has a lot of potassium citrate, well, potassium citrate is very pro-anabolic. So when you start pushing a person more anabolic, now more water goes through the kidneys. Kind of like with gout, and gout can be a complicated topic with some variations in there. I'm not going to get too deep into that. Check the description to see if our video on gout has come out yet. But a lot of people view lemon water like it melts down uric acid crystals, and maybe it does, but it seems more likely that what's going on is that that lemon water is pushing them to more of an anabolic state where more water is going through the kidneys, so more of that uric acid can get filtered out and get streamed out of the body. Plus, the person is drinking all this lemon water that is mostly water. So now more water is coming into the system that can help more stuff get washed out through the kidneys. When you want to benefit from lemon water, it was Dr. Carrie Reams who helped us understand that you might want to benefit from like a 9-to-1 ratio, like maybe 9 ounces of water and an ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice in there. And then he'd like to see people drink the lemon water and then alternate with a normal glass of water and then go back to lemon water, not just drink lemon water all day. And that could create more of a balanced situation. But the real trick is to figure out where your body chemistry is. You really want to know, should I be drinking more lemon water, or do I really need to drink less? Do I really need to correct some of these imbalances, or is lemon water just going to magnify those problems? And my book, Kick Your Fat in the Nuts, kind of walks you through how to do simple self-tests at home that you can do with tools you can pick up at a pharmacy or a health food store to understand where your body chemistry is and where problems may be coming from. And the book is available on Amazon, but I'm going to put a link in the description below where you can get the whole thing totally for free, and that'll kind of walk you through that process. And right now, to figure out if you may be leaning too far on that anabolic side already and maybe lemon water is creating trouble, or maybe find out if you're leaning too far on that catabolic side and lemon water could really be beneficial for you, jump over now and watch our video on Is My Circadian Rhythm Off, and that'll help you figure out if you might be dealing with problems there. Let us know how it goes.